तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं खलु शायुतशक्तसुदीननरं। सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। भुजे सव्यवेणुं शिरसि शिखिपिच्छं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहचरकटाक्षं विदधते। सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीलापरिचयो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणां पादरेणुम् अभीक्ष्णश यासां हरिकथोद्गीतं पुनाति भुवनत्रयं। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षैक्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नवृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दं। भूमस्वखलितपादानां भूमिरेव यवलम्बनं त्वय्यजातयपराधानां त्वमेव शरणं प्रभु। वागीशा यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्य च वक्ष्यसि यस्यास्ति हृदये संवित्तं नृसिंहमहं भजे। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यप्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We heard yesterday that from the pigeon Avadhuta Brahmana learnt a lesson, that is that one should not have any kind of affection, or one should not be overly affectionate or concerned about anything or about anyone in this world, by which one will only get unlimited suffering. So if one has over attachment or over concern about anyone or anything, then that will only lead to intense suffering. This is what the lesson that he has learnt from a pigeon. So saying this, he started narrating a story that one time in the forest, a pigeon made a very beautiful nest in one of the trees, and he lived there for several years along with his wife. Because this particular pigeon was attached to material household living, both the he pigeon and the she pigeon, they were overly attached to each other because of the material style of living. They were attached to each other, and they were constantly exchanging glances, exchanging their beautiful touch, and exchanging the feelings of the heart constantly, and in this way they were fulfilling the materialistic household activities in a beautiful manner. And they were very much assured that they are going to have a very beautiful life ahead. They had no fear or anything. In such a manner, together they used to sleep, eat, wander, sit, etc., etc. All like all the grihasthas or those who are attached to the household life, they do. So in a similar way, both these, eating together, sleeping together, sitting together, wandering together, flying together, all these things they used to do together. So, my dear king, the she pigeon, she would speak very affectionately, lovingly, and very obediently to the he pigeon. And seeing such a affection and obedience from the she pigeon, whatever has been asked for by her, the he pigeon was very gladly doing all those things, even though they were difficult to attain sometimes, but still, because he was completely captivated by the love of the she pigeon, whatever she was asking for, he would do it at any trouble. Then, okay, so till this point we read yesterday. So we will continue to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 7th chapter, verse number 57. We read till 56 yesterday, so 57 will start. So one thing, yesterday I was narrating about the story of Mirabai, the Saint Mirabai, right? So in that, one of the things that one devotee who was hearing observed that there was a little fact that was wrongly narrated yesterday. That was the Rana who was giving trouble to her. It was actually not her husband, because her husband was someone else, was Bhojaraj actually. He died very early after her marriage. He did not, after 4 or 5 years, he actually died in a war. But it was, and her father-in-law also died. So after the husband and the father-in-law dead, so the other in-laws, like maybe her brother-in-law and mother-in-law, they gave trouble to her. So whatever we heard yesterday, that husband was giving, actually it was not husband, it was the in-laws who were giving the trouble to her. But no matter, the thing is that the Lord protected her in amidst all those things. Even though she was given poison, he was that was converted to amrit or nectar, and the snakes were sent, that was converted to garland. But the thing is that it was sent by the in-laws. So that was the correction from yesterday's Harikatha. So we will read from verse number 57. Kapoti prathamam garbha grahnanti kala agate ashuni sushube nide स्वपत्यः सन्निधौ सति. अनंतर पतिव्रता कपोती प्रथम गर्भ ग्रहण करिया प्रसव काल आगत होइले नीड मध्ये निज पतिर समक्षे आशु समूह प्रसव करिलो. So these two, the male and female pigeons, they were living very happily. So one time this Kapoti, this female pigeon, she became, over a period of time, she became pregnant. And then in the nest that they were living in front of her husband, at a proper time, after a mature time, she gave birth to several eggs. Teshu kale vyajayanta rachita vayava hare shakti bhir दुर्विभाव्याभिः कोमलांग तनुरुहा. यथाकाले ओई आशु समूह मध्य होइते श्रीहरिर अचिंत्य शक्ति प्रभावे विरचित अंग प्रत्यंग संयुक्त एवं कोमल अंग रोम राजी विशिष्ट संतानगण उत्पन्न होइलो. So when the time appropriate came, the eggs, she gave birth to so many eggs, and when the time came, from these eggs came beautiful small pigeons. By, he is telling, by the achintya shakti prabhava, by the inconceivable potency of Supreme Lord, isn't it? how from an egg someone takes birth. It is very inconceivable. One time, Narada, he was wandering in earth to see everything, what's going on. So he saw that a Brahmana was living in his room and he is worshipping the Lord so nicely. He is doing worship of the Shaligram every day, with from the morning to afternoon, reciting so many Vedic hymns. And then he saw several others, every person doing this thing. And he saw another particular person. He was a cobbler, cobbler who mends the shoes. He was sitting under a banyan tree, and then he was mending shoes, and he was also chanting Hari, 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 Hari. All the while he was also chanting. So he saw particularly these two persons always attached to chanting the names. So then Lord, he went to the Lord in Vaikuntha. The Lord asked, so where are you coming from? Oh, I am coming from Bhuloka. I went to earth. What is the news from there? News is nothing, but I have seen two devotees who are always chanting your name. I met them. It was very pleasure to meet them. I talked with them. But they had a question. The question is, they are asking when will they get deliverance from this world. They had been chanting your name. So when I told them that I am going to Vaikuntha, if you have any message to be conveyed to Narayana, I will convey. They told that yes, please ask Narayana that how long will it take for us to get deliverance from this world. So Narada, when he inquired this, then Narayana replied, oh, that Brahmana who has been reciting mantras every day with a lot of faith, etc. in the mornings, from the morning, it will take time for him to get to me. He will not get immediate, Vaikuntha he will not get immediately. But the cobbler is going to get after this very life. As soon as he leaves his body, he will come to me. Then he was surprised. What is this? Cobbler is doing his own activities, and in between, whenever he gets time, he is chanting Hari, Narayan, etc. But whereas the other person is dedicating his time, Narada was struck by surprise. What is he saying? And he told, just go and tell him. When you meet them again, when they ask you, just tell them that, when I went to Vaikuntha, Narayana was very busy. I couldn't ask your question. What was he busy with? He is trying to take the trunk of an elephant from the eye of a needle. The needle has a small opening, right? From the opening of that needle, he is trying to take the trunk of the elephant from one side to the other. So he was very busy doing that. He couldn't answer your questions. Just tell them. So when he came back to Bhuloka, to this material world, came that person, the Brahmana he met first. So did you ask? Oh no, I couldn't ask. He was very busy. Busy? What was he doing? Oh, he was doing this. Oh, Narada, did you not tell him that it's not possible because the eye of the needle is very small? How can a trunk of an elephant, such a huge thing, can it pass through that small opening? Didn't you tell him that it's not possible? Oh no, I couldn't tell him actually. He was very busy. He was not paying any attention to me. Then he came to the cobbler. Then cobbler also asked, did you get a chance to ask my master, Narayana? Yes, I could get to see him, but I couldn't get to ask him. Why? Oh, he was very busy with this. Then the cobbler answered, what is difficult for him to do this? I am sitting beneath a banyan tree. That was only a small seed. From this small seed, if he can bring such a huge tree, why is it impossible for him to take out the trunk of an elephant from, needle's eye? It's not impossible for him. You must be joking with me. Then Narada immediately understands, oh yes, this is why Narayana told that he will get deliverance first. Why? Because those who, maybe we are doing worship of the Supreme Lord with every day and night, chanting and doing so many things, but we still have conception that he is human. The Lord also is like us. He cannot perform great activities. He has, he's like anyone like us. So if we limit the Supreme Lord and the devotees to what we can do, then actually that only shows our lack of faith or understanding of that spiritual entity. For him everything is possible. Day and night we are doing, but we don't have actual faith that Supreme Lord is supreme. There is nothing impossible for him. Kartum, akartum, manyata, kartum. This he can do, this he cannot do, or if he can do this, this is not possible. No. That is beyond the thing of Supreme Lord. It is inconceivable. So he gave an example, just like within the small seed. You understand the banyan tree is so big, but it is coming from a small seed. If that is possible for him, why cannot he do other things? So the Lord's potencies and the Lord's, Lord is Sarva Shaktiman, is all powerful. Such a discussion also happened with our Param Gurudev in Hauli district. When Param Gurudev went to Hauli district in the current Bangladesh, there was a discussion between a Maulvi means a Muslim, and our Param Gurudev. So that Muslim suddenly, even though he was told in the very beginning that nobody should ask question, because those days there were the riots happening, it was not politically it was not stable. But amidst that politically unstable situation, Param Gurudev went to speak Harikatha. There were so many police in the crowd to control any untoward situation. If anything might happen, there were so many police that were left in the crowd. And they told Swamiji, please speak in such a way that there is no other religion or nothing gets offended by any of your words, because they are in the crowd waiting for you to make a mistake, or making mistake meaning waiting for you to speak in such a way that they can pick you from there. So you be very careful. If that were to happen, then you have to be in the bars, behind the bars for several years. So Param Gurudev, he told in the very beginning that whatever topic I am speaking, you can put forth your question, but after Harikatha is over. But if you have anything other than the subject what I am speaking, you can come to my room or a particular place where I am staying, and I will answer your questions. And saying that, he started speaking Harikatha. Suddenly one Maulvi, I have a question. Then everyone said, sit down. Swamiji already told that you should not speak in between. But he was so arrogant that he just stood up, and then he wanted to speak. And Param Gurudev told, let him speak, what can be done? Then he asked a question, that have you come here to propagate the idolatry or worship of the idols? You have come here to propagate that? Then after putting that question, because he was putting question in such a way to, bring, such a topic where, Hindu, Muslim or such things or something, Hindu gods or this god, that god will come into picture. Then Param Gurudev quieted everyone. Just keep quiet. Whatever question he has asked is within the subject that I am speaking, and if I give an answer to it, it will only, establish the point I wanted to say. In this way he encouraged, even though it was outside the subject, he encouraged. And then he told, Maulvi Sahab, means, sir, my dear Muslim sir, I have a question for you. Do you believe that Allah is all powerful? So Allah has powers. He said, yes, Allah is all powerful. Oh, if that is so, then you have answered your question. So then Maulvi didn't understand what he wanted to say. If you are saying that Allah is all powerful, then your question is answered. And he asked, no, just let me explain me what you want to say, because I am not able to understand. Then he told that, do you believe that Lord has if he is almighty, then in this place there are so many Maiman Singh, there are so many elephants here. Can your Allah, say, bring the elephant's trunk from this side to that side without harming even the hair on the elephant's trunk? Then he was in a puzzle, because he has never thought of such a thing possible. So he was silent. Can your Allah do this or not? Then he kept quiet and everyone was silent. Then he told, I don't know what you mean by saying Almighty. The word Almighty means He who has the capacity to do anything, or impossible can be done by Him, and that which He has done, He can undo it also. Or whatever He has undone, He has redo it also. That capacity, that is the meaning of Almighty. He who possesses all those powers. I don't know the Allah that you are referring to may be able to do or not, but Almighty, if you are saying that He is Almighty, He should be able to do all these things. Then he kept quiet. He had no answer for it. Because we speak Almighty, we all powerful, all existing, but if we don't understand what is the meaning of it, then we are not having any faith in it. We are just doing it for the sake of doing it. So the Lord has inconceivable potencies even from the eggs. How from an egg, chicken is born, or any living species, how is it born? Nobody knows. Till date, nobody. That's why there is always this argument: hen first or egg first, isn't it? This argument is still there. Whether hen came first or the egg came first. If egg came first, where has it come from? If hen has come, then where? This is only for our, so that we get into debates and arguments and waste our time uselessly. But for Lord, anything is possible. He can bring egg first or He can bring hen first. It's up to Him. He can create whatever way He wants. But if we have no faith in such, all-powerfulness of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, the almighty nature of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then we are the losers. Like we heard the other day, that if we don't believe in sun or if we don't believe in fire, whatever benefits one will get out of the sun or the fire, we will be deprived of it. The sun is not the loser, or the fire is not the loser because you don't believe fire or you don't believe the sun. He is not losing anything. But on the contrary, because of not having belief in fire or the sun or whatever, we are being deprived from the use or whatever the benefit that we can get out of that particular object. So here, by the inconceivable potency of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, at appropriate time, these eggs slowly hatched and then they gave birth to, from the eggs came beautiful Anga Pratyanga Sanyukta, beautiful small pigeons with beautiful wings and, beautiful face, etc. And Komal means very tender wings and tender face and tender bodily limbs. So they came out of the eggs. Srila Prabhupada writes in the commentary, Baddha Jivagan Jakan Bhagavad Vimukha hai, Takhan Bhagavan Tahader Kriya Kalap Samoha Tahar Seva Vaimukhya Vriddhir Jannai Maya Jal Vistar Koren. The living entities, when they become averse to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, when they don't want to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then in order to increase their material engagement or entanglement, He increases their possessions one after another. Isn't it? We may see that I am increasing my possessions, but actually because seeing our aversion to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna one after another, we are getting the possessions, wife, children, house, cars, houses. Slowly, one after another, we are increasing our area of sense enjoyment. So, it is telling that the Lord sees that the living entities, they are in the conditioned state, they are averse to my service. Therefore, He blesses that they should have more and more development in their material life. So, they Kriya Kalap Samuhe Tahar Seva Vaimukhya Vriddhir Jannai, only to become, have them more and more engaged in their material activities, their Maya Jal Vistar Koran, He spreads the Maya. Jahara Bhagavat Sevai Unmukta Pradarshan Koranna, Tahader Yogyata Anusare, Tahara Bhagavat Kartrik Viparita Shakti Labh Kore, এবং Bhokta Sajiya Sansara Bhoge Pravritta Hoy. So just like we heard yesterday, because of our forgetfulness of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as our husband or as our child, as our friend, as our parent or whatever, because of our forgetfulness of our true relationship with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, we are getting these relations in this material world. We get a material husband, we get a material son, we get a material friend, at whose demise we again have to become sorrowful, because these are all material. If we make Krishna as our friend, he is going to remain with us always. If we make Krishna as our husband, he is going to live with us always. But being forgetful of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and our relationship with him, we have accepted false relationships in this material world. So, according to one's own eligibility means here one's own karma, whatever karma one has performed in the previous lives, previous births. According to that, the Lord gives, the capacity to enjoy. You see, again, if the Lord were not to provide that capacity to enjoy, then nobody can enjoy also. Even they don't believe in God. But even if so, the Lord, if He does not provide them the ability to enjoy, they cannot enjoy. Our Guru Maharaj, he often used to say, quoting about Swami Maharaj, one person in the West, he came to Swami Maharaj and he told that, Swamiji, I don't believe in God. Swamiji, I don't believe in God. Then Swami Maharaj, he replied, who has given you the power to say that I don't believe in God? If that power is withdrawn from you, can you say that I don't believe in God? Who has given you the power? The Supreme Lord. If the Lord has not given that power to speak, can He say? No. Actually, in order to speak against Supreme Lord also, He is only giving power. But actually we are not understanding, because everything is provided by Him. The eyes, nose, mouth, etc. and the food, everything. We are seeing the food. If we say that, oh, we are doing farming, we are doing agriculture and therefore we are earning it. No. It is our foolishness if you think so. Everything has been provided by Him. Whatever we are doing, whatever we are manipulating is just the 5 material elements that He has given to us: earth, water, fire, air, ether. By manipulating these things, we are able to create, maybe we are creating this, and we think that we have done a great thing because we are able to invent this, we are able to discover this. But actually it is a manipulation of whatever material things the Lord has supplied. If the Lord were to say, don't, or if anyone were to say that don't accept anything that was given to you, but simply from your own mind create something, He has to use the raw material that is supplied by the Supreme Lord.
We can't see where they are making, how they are making the people's, human beings and all these things.
Who?
The God, how they are making, where they are making.
The Lord can do anywhere. He can just do a miracle.
Okay. We can't see.
No. We can't see our own Atma. How can we see how He is creating it? We have to become eligible to see it. That's why we heard from the fire, one of the lessons he learnt is from, just like sparks are coming out of the fire and they are getting extinct. In a similar way, infinite bodies are getting created. Alakshita bhave, the word is used without, anybody's observance. So many bodies are getting created and they are getting annihilated. Just like, where are the sparks coming from? Where are they getting created? From the fire we know, but exactly where, what reaction, we cannot see. In a similar way, infinite material, in infinite material world, so many things are getting created. Still, for a fire, it may be possible to see. Why? Because it is again a matter. It's not beyond material space. That which is matter can be seen through some, medium, just like some instruments are there to study fire and how they are getting, where they are getting produced. You can do some chemical reactions, you can calculate certain things and then find out, oh, maybe this. But that supreme abode is beyond all these things. It does not come under any of these material, earth, water, fire, air or ether. It is made of a spirit. So that spiritual land, if we want to see all that, then we have to understand our spirituality first. If we don't understand our spirituality, then how can we become eligible to see that? Like a person who has taken birth or who is going to a kindergarten or a play school, if you tell him that H2 plus O2 equals to H2O, water particles are produced from hydrogen and oxygen. If you mix in the laboratory, then you will get water. Will he understand? Will he be in any position to do the experiment to find out, let me have hydrogen and let me have oxygen? No, he will not be. Because that's beyond his subject. He has to become, slowly as you understand the science, he has to understand what is a molecule, what is a particle, what is an atom, what is a nucleus. He has to understand all these principles. After he understands, now I know what is H2. Now I know what is O2, what is hydrogen, what is oxygen, I know. Then, so one has to raise up to that level to see that. And at that state one can see. But from our current state, we will not be in a position to see that. So, the point is that if Supreme Lord did not give us strength, then we cannot even, our sense organs will not be in a capacity to enjoy. So not only that the Lord has created the humans or the living beings and their senses and the objects of the sense organs, but He also provided the energy or the power that is required to interact. The eyes are seeing the beauty, let's say. Beauty is there and the eyes are there. But how they are interacting, if that power is not given, that is why there is a supreme power that we can't understand. Our Guru Maharaj used to give in terms of one example. We think that we are just, the body. If through example we can understand certain things. A class of people, they say we are just a mass of body. We are nothing else. But certain persons say, no, actually we also have mind. The psychologists say. Psychologists, they say that we also have mind. And mind actually interacts. But there is another class of people who say there is Atma beyond this mind. Because they say, in the first place, if we say that the object is there and my eyes are there, and through the eyes I am able to see the object, then the psychologists say actually it is wrong. Because till your mind does not give the knowledge of that particular thing, you will not know that it is an object. Like an example is given, says that a person is reading a novel. He is reading a novel and he was informed 2 days ago by his friend that, my wedding is on that particular date. Today is 28th, right? My wedding is on the 30th. And my wedding procession will pass through your house only. So when we come through your house, you please join the procession. He said, yes, no problem. Because they were very hard friends, thick friends. He told, yes. So 30th March has arrived. And on that particular day, he was reading the novel. While the procession was passing through, he was reading the novel. And he was so much absorbed in the novel that he could not pay attention to that procession that was going outside of his house. He saw that there is some sound is coming, he saw, and then but he was absorbed in reading the novel. 2 days later, when he went to his friend, sorry, I forgot on that day to come. He told, I don't want to talk to you. Why? No, I passed through your street in front of your house. You saw me also, I was waving my hands, but still you did not pay any attention to me, you were doing your own thing. Told, no, I'm sorry, I didn't actually give attention to you, I didn't see you. What you are not? You have seen me, I waved my hand, and after you saw me waving my hand, you started reading something else. He said, no, I did not actually see you. He saw, but he did not see. Isn't it? Does it happen or not? We see, but we don't see. Because our mind is the thing that actually allows us to see or not see. We are seeing an object. It's like, I usually say an example. You have a clock, your wristwatch. The wristwatch has time in it, date in it, day in it written. Now I ask you, see your watch and tell me what is time. You just look at the watch, okay, it is 4:20 or 5:20, whatever it is. Now tell me what is the date without looking at the watch. Will you be able to see? Tell me. What date is there in your watch? No. It's there. You saw the watch. Why you cannot tell me? Because your attention was not there, your attention was something else. So what is that interacting principle? If your mind does not allow you to see it, you will not see it. You are seeing what you are not seeing. So simply if one says that I have eyes, I can see, it is wrong. The mind should be present. That's why they say that body present, mind absent. Isn't it? They say or not? In our school, our teacher used to say, he or she would ask a question, no answer. Oh, you are only physically present, but your mind is elsewhere. Means physical presence is what is not required. If our mind is not there, then everything is gone. Similarly, body is there, mind is there, but the consciousness is not there. Then intelligence is not there. How intelligence? Now, I know this object to be mobile because of my intelligence. We have a knowledge of particular things. I know him to be Jagadish. I know this person to be Vishnu. I know this person to be someone. By my intelligence, not by my mind. My mind was trained that this person is Jagadish. And now when I see him next, my intelligence will tell that he is Jagadish. My mind will not say, my intelligence will say. My mind will refer to intelligence, what intelligence has to say. Only it's a reflection I am getting, but knowledge is given by my intelligence. Oh, this is Jagadish, you met him before. On that particular time, both of you talked with each other and this was the subject you discussed. Who will give this information? Mind. No, intelligence is giving you this information. Mind is there, intelligence is there, body is there, but Atma is not there. Who will give the information? Nobody. If Atma is not there, no information possible. Therefore, who is actually giving the power? Supreme Lord. If that Atma were not there, mind is created, objects are created, everything is created, but to interact with that, you would need a power. And that power is not there, it's gone. Therefore, those who foolishly say that we are enjoying because of our own capacity, of our own ability, actually they are fool number one. Because they don't understand that, just like Swami Maharaj told, if that power is withdrawn, can he enjoy? He cannot enjoy. Even to enjoy, the Supreme Lord has given the power. So, here he is telling that by one's own eligibility, Prabhupada is giving commentary, by one's own eligibility, the Lord himself gives him the capacity to become an enjoyer. And therefore, he thinks that, oh, now I am very nice. Everything is going fine. I am the enjoyer. She is my wife and here are my children. I can enjoy them. So, in this way, this pigeon, the she pigeon, she gave birth to eggs, and then with time they have, become hatched, and then slowly the small pigeons took birth. In this way, the Lord expands our material wealth, because as much we want more and more material engagement, right? If we want spiritual engagement, the Lord will provide that. But if we want material engagement, He will provide that also. A person who is desirous to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, it is the Lord who provides us those opportunities. Maybe one of you were praying from within that, oh Lord, if I can stay in India for longer, then we get, more association. And He told, okay, Corona will come. You can stay in the mat, you can stay in the sadhus, you can hear Harikatha. Yes, actually, you know what? I came to know that there are so many Harikathas going on. Devotees are free, they want to listen now. Now, in the house, they are sitting always, and people are sometimes calling me, Prabhu, give some service, give some service. Earlier we were telling, please anybody come, we have so much service to do, transcription, translations, and so many things, editing, proofreading. Then Prabhu, yes, you give us, we will see, we will do. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, keep on calling, Prabhu, I am not getting time, I will do. But now they are calling, Prabhu, 15 days, nothing to do, please give us service. So, if opportunity is utilized properly, then Lord will provide more opportunities. But He has given the opportunity and still we use it for, material things, the Lord will say, okay. For materially, inclined people, for them also, finally I got time to stay with my wife and children, because for so many days I was not able to, I am working, she is working, my children are going to school, we are not getting to sit with each other and discuss. Now they got an opportunity also. For those who are materially minded, they are also very happy. May not be all, but some of them. Some are those who are workaholic. You understand workaholic? Who too much addicted to working. They are like, they are becoming restless. When will this stop? When will this happen? So, the Lord, who is sitting inside the heart, He is seeing what desire we have and He is fulfilling that desire. Some devotees want to do service, but they are not getting time. Some devotees want to stay in India, but they were not allowed. But now 2 months visa extended, isn't it? You can stay for 2 more months extra, no problem. So, seeing our desire, if one has material desire, the Lord will say, okay, let your material desire be fulfilled. If we have spiritual desire, He says, okay, I will fulfill that also. So, it is the Lord who is providing that. Therefore, if anyone is to be thanked, it is the Lord. Based on our desire, He is providing the opportunities. So, we can desire more from the Lord. Oh Lord, give us more opportunity to serve You more, then He will provide more and more. Whereas for a materialistic person, he wants more time with the family, more time with material engagement, He will provide that also. Praja pupuyutah प्रीतौ दंपति पुत्र वत्सलौ शृण्वन्तौ कुजितं तासां निर्वृतौ कलभाषितैः। अनंतर पुत्र वत्सल कपोत एवं कपोती श्रावकगणेर कूजन श्रवण एवं मधुर शब्दे आनंदित हইয়া प्रीति सहकारे ताहादिक्के पालन करिते लागिल। So now what happened? The small infant pigeons they came out of the egg, and now they started making noise, they start speaking. So that sound is not so good, harsh. The pigeon sound, anyone likes or not? Like pigeon sound, very not very. Cuckoo birds, very very sweet. Even though he is making this sound, for the parents, oh so nice, isn't it? For the parents, the baby's cries are very good. A person who is staying in the neighborhood, oh this baby is always crying. But parents, oh very nice, so nice, sweet cries. Isn't it? This is what is for the parents, it looks so nice because attachment. Wherever there is attachment, whatever our object of attachment does, it appears so nice. But if there is no attachment, even if it does good, it doesn't look good for us. So here, even though the sound is not so pleasing to everyone's ears, but the parents, the male and the female pigeons, they were very very happy listening to these little pigeons chirping. And Madhura Shabda, for them it appears very very sweet. And they are becoming anandita, they are becoming happy. Oh, our children now started to speak also. Now they can speak, they can walk like this. They are taking pleasures in small things, isn't it? When parents, they have a child, then they will all day night these days taking photographs, pictures, sending, my baby is smiling, my baby is eating, my baby is crying, my baby is doing this always, and then keeps on speaking about the baby only. I have seen, you see, he is smiling, he is chanting Hare Krishna, you see he has inclination for this, means always about the child, always about the baby. So here also the The both the pigeons priti sahakare tahadike palan korite laglo. And therefore, because of the attachment, they were feeling very happy listening to the sounds, and with lot of attachment took care of the children. Now they are, dependent, so they are taking care of the children. Baddha Jivagan Krishna Seva Vimukha hoya Krishna Seva Vimuktar Falaswarup Bhogya Putradir Manohar Vakyai Prachur Parimane Anandapai. So the conditioned souls, Srila Prabhupada writes in the commentary, conditioned souls, because of their lack of interest in Krishna's service, their aversion, they have no desire to serve Sri Krishna, Krishna Seva Vimuktar Falaswarup, and because of that, their aversion to Krishna, or because of their dislike to Krishna's service, Bhogya Putradir Manohar Vakya. So the small children and others who are enjoyed, they are objects of enjoyment. So Manohar Vakya Prachur Parimane Anandapai, and they are very happy seeing that small child laughing or crying or shouting or speaking, those who are averse to Sri Krishna. Kintu sei anando nitya na hoy tad abhav janno klesher utpatti karak hoy. But for how long? When one is deprived of it, small, gave birth to a baby, for how long he will be baby? After 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, his mischief will start, isn't it? So one time it was looking very nice, but now at particular point of time they miss that. Oh, when he was small child, he was so nice. Now he is making a lot of mischief. He was doing a lot of this. Because of the absence of that, they are unhappy. While that was happening, they are happy. Oh, this is my world. My baby is my world. Isn't it? For so many persons, my baby is my world. When I was in Bombay, that time, just opposite to the main gate, I was in IIT. So that time, studying my PhD. So opposite to the main gate of the IIT, there was a couple. Many couples, of course. One couple we approached that every Saturday we have Harikatha programs and a feast following that. You please come and attend Harikatha. So what you will talk? We will talk about Krishna. We will talk about many things, many other things. So you please come. Then he says, "Oh, I have wife and I have a small child now. Just in our house, a new baby has come. Now my dharma is to take care of my wife and my children, my child, small child, because they are dependent on me. I have to take care of them. This is my dharma. I have no time to hear about what dharma you are talking about in your classes. I understand this is my dharma. I am happy that my baby is there. I have to take care of him." So for him, the engagement in those family activities is his happiness, and he does not want to go anything beyond that. And after some certain days, he will be deprived of that. Oh, alas, when he was small child, it was nice. Let us have another child. That is what it is happening. Then let us have another child. They will have another child, and again. For how long will it last? For a few days. So when it is absent, then they will feel unhappy or morose about it. Tasam patatrai sampurshai kujitair mugda cheshtatai pratyudgamai radinanam pitarau mudama patau. ताहरा उभये इष्ट भवापन्न शावकगण के सुख स्पर्श पक्ष समूह कूजन सुरम्य चेष्टा एवं उत्पतन हेतु अतिशय हर्ष लाभ करते चलो. सो बोथ दीज पिजियंस, द कपल or the parents, हृष्ट भावा संपन्न शावक, seeing that their children are very happily playing with each other in the nest. They are all there. They are very happily playing with each other, and they are very happy, and they are making some beautiful sound. They are talking to each other, and also they are trying to fly and then fall, again trying to fly and then fall. They are making little attempts to fly. By seeing these tiny attempts of the little birds, the parents are very happy. Just like when a baby in India, I don't know in your country they do or not. In India, they do. When for the first time the baby, sleeps on the belly by his own, then very nice. They prepare something in the house and then distribute. And again, when he starts crawling, then another feast. They prepare something and then they distribute. And now he slowly starts standing, another feast. Prepare something. So this brings pleasure. And they speak, my baby started standing today. It's a very big achievement for the parents. They start speaking to everyone and then they take pleasure and then they distribute sweets, they do so many things. So like this here also the couple, they are very happy that they are making little attempts to fly and they are talking, they are making sounds. Snehanubadha hridayavanyonyam Vishnu Mayaya Vimehito Dina Dhiyau Shishun Pupushatum Prajaha. এই রূপে বিষ্ণু মায়া বিমোহিত পরস্পরাসক্ত চিত্ত কপোত দম্পতি সন্তান পালনার্থ ব্যগ্রতা হেতু দুঃখার্থ হইয়াও তাহাদের পালন করিতে লাগিল. Now, even though it is, there is a lot of trouble involved in taking care of the children, isn't it? Mothers, they don't get sleep in the night. Their babies don't let them sleep in the night. And in the day, mother cannot sleep because she has to do this work, that work. She has to prepare the whole day for the baby or for the husband or something if they are working, whatever. The night, the baby will not allow to sleep. She cannot eat this, she cannot do that, and the husband has to, see that the wife and children are okay, they are, healthy and everything is okay. So even though he's telling that in order to take care of the family by the influence of Vishnu Maya. By the influence of Vishnu Maya means because we have not accepted the family of Vishnu as ours, we have to accept the Maya family. Maya means not that which is not existing but appears to be existing. That is why Brahmaji says that what is that verse? Swapnabham astadishanam purudukha dukkham. He says this material world is like Swapnabham, is like a dream. Astadishanam purudukha dukkham. There is, suffering after suffering, intense suffering after suffering. It is like a dream. Tasmad idam jagad ashesham asat swarupam. This entire world, ashesham asat swarupam, this all false. Asat means not false, it is temporary. It is temporary world and it is like a dream. Just like a dream has no value after we wake up, isn't it? In the dream we may be kings, isn't it? Sometimes we dream that we are a king or we are talking to prime minister or we are this or that, or maybe some poor pauper. But after we wake up, everything is, that was a false. That was not me. That was something else. That was the night dream. But Brahmaji says this is the daydream. What you are doing in the day is also dream. A person whose consciousness is, woken up, or who is in a woken state, or, is not in a dormant state, who has woken up from material kind of living, he will say, they are dreaming in the day only. Because we are not that. We are not supposed to be, doing all this running here and there, getting this, getting that. What is dream? Dream means at the end of it, the result is zero. That is dream. After it is finished, after you wake up from your dream, you understand that it is false, it was nothing, it was useless. That is dream. In day also the same thing is happening. Working day and night, full-time engagement in Maya. And then when one is woken up to spiritual consciousness, he will realize, actually, All these days I have been working only for that is temporary, that which was not existing. It's like a dream, that which was not existing. Similarly, in the day also I was working for something which was not existing. I have simply wasted my time. Puru dukkha dukkham, it's only intense suffering, suffering after suffering. There is no gap. Oh, the suffering is gone, now enjoyment is coming. Actually, we are only hoping that, okay, let this suffering be gone, some happiness will come. Let this corona go, we will be happy. But actually, no, something else will come. We cannot be happy in this world. Something or other, some or other disturbance or calamity is going to happen. So, this is called Vishnu Maya, being completely captivated by the illusory energy of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. This couple, the he pigeon and the she pigeon, they were very busy taking care of the children. And in fact, very enthusiastic also, because it is their children. Now, if one has to take care of someone else's children, it will be a burden. But because our own children, even if it means to do hardship, then they will be ready, isn't it? That is the connection in this material. That is Maya. Unfortunately, we don't feel that connection because Atma by nature is Das or Dasi, servant. Being a servant is the nature of Atma. That's why Swami Maharaj used to say, if you don't serve God, G-O-D, God, you will serve D-O-G, dog. If you don't serve God, you will serve dog. Because if you don't accept Supreme Lord, you have to accept, ultimately you are a servant. That nature of being a servant, that servitorship cannot be removed from us. Atma is by nature a subservient principle. If you don't serve Supreme Lord, then you serve just the opposite of that, Maya. The poor person, he does not want to engage in the service of the Lord, but he will engage in the service of wife, children, this person, family, community, country, etc., etc. He has to. This is the influence of Maya. He thinks that, oh, this is my life, but actually his life is not that. So, here is telling that by the influence of, deluded by the Maya potency of Vishnu, Paraspar Asakta Chikta, though this couple, he and she pigeons, they were very much attached to each other, and in that attachment, Santana Palanartha, and in order to take care of the children, they are Vyagrata Hetu. They are very, very eager. They are very, what do you say? More than eager. Very, very anxious, very, very, they want to take care of the children. So, dukkhartha hoyyavu, even though it means to undergo certain penances or certain troubles or certain miseries, tahader palan korte laglo. They started to take care of them. Krishna Chakravarti Thakur writes, Kapota Kapoti Vishnu Maya mohita hoyya Shishu Santanagan ke poshan korte laglo. So, influenced by Vishnu Maya, they started taking care of the children, both the male and female pigeons. So, okay, we will stop here and then continue this story from tomorrow. Jai Shri Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai, Shri Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyasa Mahamuni ki jai, Shri Gurudev Param Gurudev Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanand.